Hello, I'm Mickey Zeta, and this is Sunday Night Wine with Mickey. I'm so glad to have you here. This video looks kind of dark to me, but I hope it's looking good to you. I hope you can see me without any problem. I'm back, still here in Connecticut. As you can see, I've got the beautiful fire behind me. And tonight I'm going to talk to you. First of all, I want to make sure you've got your glass of wine, bottle of water, adult beverage, whatever you've got. We're going to spend a few minutes together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, and it's going to be eye-opening, I think. I am going to talk about the importance of personal growth. You hear me talk all the time that personal growth is important and that it's something that we need to do to break this cycle of abuse, but there's so much more to it than that. First, I'm going to tell you that it's important to understand that we are senders and receivers of energy. You and I, that's how we're created. There's nothing woo-woo about it. There's nothing weird about it. We send and we receive energy. So if we send out fearful or anxious or unhappy energy, it's going to be picked up. And often that's the energy that we send out that our abusers pick up. And they kind of get that because that's the energy they're looking for. They're looking for people that they can control and that they can have do what they want them to do. They're not looking for those strong and insightful and centered women that we are now. So that's the importance of personal growth. We send out better energy. And when we do that, the most amazing things happen. Here's one example. I was in a mastermind group when I lived in Illinois, and it was a small group, just 3 or 4 of us, and we set goals. We set what we wanted to do. Where did we want to live? And where I said I wanted to live was in Florida. And I also said I wanted a house on the beach. Now, I went about my life, I just held on to those beliefs, that those things were going to come to me, because that's what I believe. When we send out that energy, it comes back. So that was maybe 3 or 4 years before things really started to happen. So don't be in a hurry. This is not about immediate gratification. This is about your life evolving the way it's supposed to. We really are not in charge of that. We like to think we are, but we really are not in charge of that. So I, in my mastermind, say I want to live in Florida. I want to have a house on the beach. So years later, I spent the winter in Cocoa Beach. And on the way home, I thought, God, universe, I think I want to do something different. I think I want to go back to the industry I was in before I got divorced. Now, I was about 6 or 7 years down the road from divorce at this point. And lo and behold, I'm telling you, it was like a miracle. 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, my phone rang. And it was a guy that I had given a job to in Florida, and now he had a management company. He managed a lot of different properties, and he said, Mickey, I just took over a property that I think you would be a fabulous general manager. Are you interested? And I said, yes, I'm interested. And he said, in fact, I think I said, I'll take the job. And he said, you don't even know where it is. You don't know what it is. You don't know what I'm going to pay you. I said, I don't care. It doesn't matter. When I tell you the whole story, you'll understand. Here I'd prayed 5 minutes before. I had asked the universe 5 minutes before. In 5 minutes, I got this phone call. So I took the job. It was in the next state. It was up north still. And I worked that job for about a year. Amazing things happened at that job. It was really fabulous. And at the end of about a year, the property sold. And the management company I was working for called me and said, hey, Mickey, you can stay there at that property for the new owners, or we have a position available for you in Florida. In Florida. Now, that would not have happened if I was still that fearful, closed-minded person that I was when I lived in abuse. But I took on the personal growth. I opened myself to masterminds and to coaches. I hired coaches. I hired therapists. I changed the energy that I was projecting. And so this amazing job in Florida came forward. Well, then I went to Florida, and it was fabulous. I was near Sarasota, right on the beach. I didn't live on the beach, obviously. I lived in town, inland, but not far, 5 or 6 minutes from the beach. So, hi, Diane. Good to have you here. So now I've got a great job. I enjoy it, and the universe, God, whatever you want to say, moved me to Florida, which is exactly what I asked for. Would not have happened had I not embraced personal growth and changed me. So now the next part, what else did I ask for? I asked for a house on the beach. So several years later, it was a few more years, and I reconnected with an amazing man. I would not have attracted this fabulous man if I was still the person who attracted abusers. So there's another blessing from my personal growth. If I hadn't changed me, nothing would have changed, and I would still be attracting nasty, mean men. I didn't do that. I was out of that cycle. I let that go. And now, who did I attract? I attract a fabulous, wonderful, wonderful man who I ended up marrying. But here's the cool part of the story. Oh, that's a cool part, of course. But we met online. There's history there. We dated when we were in high school, and now we're adults. We hadn't talked for 50 years. So it's pretty cool that he showed up. He would not have showed up if I was still the person I was before. And actually, he took on a lot of personal growth too over those 50 years. And probably I would not have been interested in him were he the person he was years before. So that's how energy works. That's how personal growth works. But listen to this. We're talking on the phone every night for about an hour or 2 hours. We hadn't met in person again after all those years, after 50 years. We hadn't met. We're talking on the phone. And we were talking maybe for a couple of months. And he says, and I have a beach house. What? You have a beach house? I said, back up. What do you mean you have a beach house? So not only did I get a fabulous house on the beach, not in Florida, it's in Connecticut. That's the house I'm in right now. It's on Long Island Sound. It's spectacular. But not only did I get a fabulous beach house, I got the most amazing husband. So that would not have happened either. That would not have happened if I had not embraced personal growth. So my question to you, if you're like me, I thought I couldn't afford personal growth. I thought it was too much work. I thought it was too much time. Why did I have to spend that time? But the more I delved in, the more little baby steps I took, the more I understood that if I didn't change, nothing was going to change. Now think about yourself. Maybe you've been with more than one abuser. Maybe you've lived with or been married to 2 or 3 abusers. Or look at some friends. Maybe you've only had one abuser. I only attracted one, but I was with him for 34 years. I said I stayed way too long at the dance. But think about friends. I have friends who married an alcoholic 3 or 4 times. Not the same alcoholic, different alcoholics over and over and over. So think about people who marry abusers over and over, or they're attracted to abusers over and over. If you've been in more than one relationship that's damaging, think about the common denominator. What is the same in both times, or all 3 times, or all 4 times? It's you. It's you. It would have been me. If I hadn't changed, I would have attracted another abuser. So the money that I spent, which I did, I spent money. I hired coaches. I contracted, made appointments with and met with therapists. I bought books. I took classes. Everything I could do to change me, because the more I got into it, the more I realized that we are senders and receivers. And I didn't want to attract another abuser. That was not what I wanted in my life. I wanted good and joy and fun. And man, I am not the person that I was when I first got on this path. So that's what can happen for you. That's why it's worth the time. It's worth the money. It's worth the effort and the energy to change, because if you want your life to be better, you have to be better. That's all there is to it. I once worked with a woman who wanted to attract a buff, 6-pack ab kind of a guy, but she was about 45 pounds overweight. Well, you're not going to attract somebody who takes good care of themselves, who eats well, who looks like that, if you don't look that way. That's just how it is. Like attracts like. In fact, Dr. John Maxwell said to me years ago, you don't attract who you want. You attract who you are. I'm going to say that again. You don't attract who you want. You attract who you are. So become the person that you want in your life. Become the person that you want to be friends with. Just do it. It's not that hard. It does take time. It does take effort. And it's going to cost money. But it's so, so, so worth it. I see that Diane is posting some things, and I can't see what they are, but I'll respond when we're finished. I'm glad you can see her comments, because Diane's a great one, and she's been through this too. She has been through the mud, and she has come out strong and financially solvent and taking care of herself. She is an amazing woman, and that's who you are too now. That's who you are. That's your option. That's your choice. So you have to do the work. I can't do it for you. Nobody else can do it for you. And I'm going to tell you some other secret, and then I'm done. There's no Prince Charming going to ride up on this horse and whisk you away, make your life wonderful. If he does, he's an abuser. You better not get on the horse. Thanks for being here. Please go to my website, survivingabusenetwork.com, survivingabusenetwork.com, and there's a lot of videos there, live videos from, I've been doing this for a little more than a year. My podcasts are there. There's about 110 podcast episodes, and I write some blogs, so that's all there. Go check it out, survivingabusenetwork.com. And if you're wondering if you really lived in abuse, I also have a free paper there, and it's called Was I Really Abused? Was I Really Abused? It's free. Just check it out. Just download it. Hi, Lanita. I'm so glad to have you here. You're kind of catching me at the very end, so I hope you'll watch it recorded. Glad to have you. You are just amazing. Hey, happy Sunday to you too. So I am going to take my little glass of wine. I'm going to say cheers to the rest of your week. We have got the most fabulous week coming up. It's going to be as fabulous as you make it, and I expect my week to be absolutely tremendous. I've got some fabulous goals. I am moving forward, and life is an amazing journey, and we create our realities. So create a fabulous week for you. Create the most amazing week you've had in a long time. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'm Mickey Zeta. I'll be back on Wednesday night live with Mickey. Thank you.